Welcome to the repair shop. Well, my extended garage with a few bits and pieces in it where I play with my tools and things. So this is a little video to show you what I have. No, I've not done it yet. My thoughts of what I'm going to do with a low-cost Lidl soldering iron. Well, the Lidl soldering iron looks like this. Actually, it has that thing in there. It goes that way around, doesn't it? Goes into there to hold the iron. So it's the PLS 48D2, and it stopped working. And I just bought another iron and didn't throw it away. But I thought, well, let's have a look at it. Let's see what's going wrong. And so I've taken it apart, and I've taken the iron itself apart. And so what you've got is a mains lead in, and then an output to the iron. Now, on a lot of these temperature controlled irons, the output is to a 24 volt, 48, 50 watt element. And that's the way they work. That's on quite a few of them, quite a few of these temperature controlled irons. This one, it's mains in, mains out. So this is like the old-fashioned drill speed controllers, so it's, or a light dimmer. So this is a very simple circuit, a little bit like a light dimmer circuit on your household mains electrical lighting, which controls the voltage to a mains iron. Okay, that's where the iron was. There was an iron on the end of that. You know what? I don't know what I've done with the element now, but okay, what I've got is I've got the solder, I've got the spare tip, I've got the original tip that was in the iron. What have I done with the tip that was in the iron? There it is. Let's put it next to that one. So I got the tips out the iron. I don't know what I've done with the element now. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter particularly. I got the screws. 3 of the screws. There are 4 screws in this thing. There's a 4th screw somewhere. We'll find them in a minute because, look, it's a pretty untidy bunch. However, what I'm thinking is, let's throw it in the bin. But I first worked out this works. This is all functioning. What had gone was the element. It's not worth replacing the element because these are pretty low cost things anyway, by the time you've replaced the element. So there we are. Parkside soldering iron. It's under 3 years old. You know what? If I'd kept the receipt, I could just get a brand new one from Lidl because it's a Parkside. But I had at some time bought an electric soldering iron. I don't know where I got it, from a show or something. It's a 25 watt. Oh, so the thing is, as far as I can tell, I think I checked it somewhere, this is like a 50 watt iron. Oh my goodness, I can't remember. Maybe it's 50 watts. What does it say on there? Ah, right. Well, let's assume it's only about 50 watts. This is a 25 watt iron. I've got bigger irons. I've got 80 watt irons, etc. Electric soldering iron, 25 watts, mains voltage. There it is, shrink wrapped. So the thought is, chop off the wire to this one, wire it up to this one, and then I have a temperature controlled iron. What do you think? This is only 25 watts. I suspect that the original Lidl one was a bit more than 25 watts. I'm going to pause and check. Right, I've checked. The original Lidl one was 48 watts. I am pretty sure it was not 24 volts, 48 watts. There is a little transformer on there because I have checked it with the multimeter and it's showing me with a mains level voltage, and the color coding in the cable that leads to the iron is live, neutral and earth color coding. So I don't think this is a low voltage iron on the end of it, but it was 48 watts. So I've not got a 48 watt iron, I've got an 80 watt iron mains voltage. I do not want to put an 80 watt iron onto a 48 watt controller. 25 watt iron should go onto it, and it's there, it's in its shrink wrap. That is junk, that's no use. If this is cranked up to full power, then it will give out the full 25 watts, and what it gives me is a lower wattage but temperature controllable. Do I need a temperature controllable soldering iron? So this is the thing. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go and sit down and have a cup of tea and decide, because what I've got there is a 25 watt iron. If I'm using this cranked up to full wattage all the time, therefore not using the temperature control feature of it, is it worth wiring that into it to give me that feature if I don't use the feature? If basically all I ever do is use it whacked up to full power, why do we use the temperature control bit of it? Don't we just use them at full power anyway? It melts the solder more quickly, makes the joint more quickly. At what point do we feel, oh, we need to halve the power in order to reduce the temperature of the iron so we're not going to get it so hot? You know, I do a bit of soldering and I don't know. It goes in the bin otherwise, because definitely the element on the iron must have been the component that had blown, because all of this is working perfectly. I've got a light dimmer or a mains power controller. It says 48 watts on the label. Let's say it's 50 watt mains voltage controller. So that's the quandary that I have at the moment in my repair shop, and it's just one of those things. It's been interesting to play with this and to look at it, and it's something I need to think about as I go forward. There we go, guys.